I'm Malcolm Van Delston. This is an excerpt from How Low Can You Go, book 5 in the Do the Wrong Thing series. Last time in How Low Can You Go, I did a rewrite of scenes where Ava models for soft porn photographs, but this week it's going to be rewrites and rearranged scenes, going back to the part where Ava gets a short-term roommate to replace Alex, who tried to kill herself. I've changed this chapter title to Stronger Than a Bomb. Not sure about that title. Anyways, I don't blame Alex for moving back to Concord. She struggled to get a job. At one point, she was working the midnight shift in a bakery where she started an affair, a relationship, with one of her workmates, a Polish guy who couldn't speak English. Red-faced, dull eyes. I couldn't understand why she was with him. I can't believe she tried to hurt AJ. It couldn't have been a suicide attempt because the street was too narrow for any car to get up much speed. But she swerved into the car. Back to her old cheery self, slightly subdued after returning from the hospital, her arm in a cast. She made me 2 t-shirts she'd painted opera singers on. One says, "It ain't over till the fat lady sings." I didn't know what it meant, so Alex explained to me about opera and overweight singers performing the final song. She wants to get a job in a kitchen goods store when she gets back home. At the food bank, after I tell a friendly worker about losing my roommate abruptly, she says, "I know a guy who's looking for a place to live. He's from Paraguay," she adds. "But if he goes back there, they'll put him in jail for attempted murder." "Oh, he's a good guy," she continues. She slides a brown paper bag towards me across the fold-up table's wooden surface. "Whatever happened in Paraguay?" Thanks, but trust me," she insists. "I'll introduce you. You don't have to say yes, but you'll see." I pick up the bag. Without a roommate, I'll have to short the landlord on the rent, then try to make it up later. I ruminate as I walk home. It's hot. My head aches. Alex can't cover it, though legally. I shift the bag from one arm to the other. I'm the only name on the lease. Alex isn't even liable, not that it matters. She has no money, and, well, I'm giving notice for May, so it's only for a month, and that $350 will help. Another hot and sunny spring day. I come home to an open front door and Eduardo, the guy from Paraguay, glued to the TV. Handsome, with sparkling eyes and soft brown curls, the food bank woman was right. You'd never guess he was a possible attempted murderer. He glances up. "Look," he says, gesturing to the screen. Mobs of people throw trash cans through plate glass windows and march down streets, chanting. "The cops who killed Rodney King were acquitted," he says. I drop my bags and sit down, then run out to the specialty news store where I buy the Los Angeles Times, the New York Times, and the Arbor Citizen. The printed word is more trustworthy than television. Eduardo and I stare at each other between reading and watching. We smile. It seems right, what's happening. We don't get along in general. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to get to Concord for school, let alone Westrood. I don't have time to be friendly. It's not time. It's focus, attention. All my energy is lasered onto getting to school. Student loans will cover tuition and some of my living expenses once I'm there, but right now, what if Eduardo did attempt murder? I don't need to get close to that person. He spends hours on the phone each night talking in Spanish. I have no idea who he talks to or what he says. Remove. There's a house in front of the food bank's parking lot a few blocks from where I live, with Eduardo. They give away clothes, 2 rooms packed full of stuff that changes every day. Great items, too. It's not right that I go as often as I can and haul out as much as possible without drawing attention. I mean, it's free. There's no sign saying only take 1 bag per day or anything like that. I think I can sell some of these clothes. And remove. "I know how you can make money for school," Rick says as we sit at his kitchen table, the pot of mushroom tea still on the stove from last night's party. We're not drinking that. It's a beautiful sunny morning in Release. The coffee is strong and fortifies me. "Yeah? Acid." I laugh. "I sell you sheets for 100 tabs for $100. You sell them individually for $3 to $5 each." I laugh again, but this time I'm more subdued. November 27th, 2017, 9:30 p.m. Did I didn't delete the Anja sections. Yay! I knew there was a reason to include her. Anja, the strange woman from Serbia who first came to Nerd in her work clothes, pastel suits, and black pumps, has moved to Concord. She quit her Bombardier position. She says I can stay with her any time, so I call her up. Anja, I want to move to Concord for the summer. Maybe go to CCA in the fall. Can I come for a weekend or however long it takes for me to find a place for the summer? Absolutely, she says. Anja lives a ways from the downtown, trendy areas I like, though one streetcar and a short walk takes me back into these neighborhoods. Anja bartends now at a restaurant slash billiards slash dance club on Quest Street. She thinks it's a hip place. I don't. No edge to it. I find a room in Chelsea Market, the best place to live in Concord. My housemates will be 4 guys. One works for the music video channel, Music Scene. Another is a musician, another a chef, and the fourth a manager or security guard or something. They seem great. And one works for Music Scene. Another episode to fill me with shame. But how was I going to get my acid? Would hitchhiking to Release have been better? I'm free falling. Well, maybe I'm merely moving fast, so fast that it feels like a free fall. Maybe I'm doing what needs to be done and not fretting over details. I see the platform, the solid ground, Concord College of Art, or Prudence Hayward. Once I'm at one of those, it's not a matter of if, it's how. I constantly miss the mark in everything I do. I will always be lacking. Words will never flow from my fingers like beautiful golden honey, pure, delicious, and sweet, ready to be loved and exalted. Nah. My expression has hard bits and debris in it. The school gods have seen my talent. Oh, God. How can I even use that word, talent, when referring to myself? Yet it's not only skill in the countless hours I've spent reading, drawing, taking pictures, spray painting, developing images in the darkroom. Earnestness. Like those middle-class musician wannabes play acting at being poor and marginalized. My raw bleeding pain. The school gods saw it and acknowledged it. I think. My never-ending hunger to be seen, attended to please, to gain my mother's approval, though none of this, none, will win a crumb of praise from her this time. The need for my mother's love has metastasized and spread. I have broken away from her again and again, trying to stand on my own feet, tall and strong, without that marriage contract, without that slave contract, without whatever it is she deems essential for survival. I will not wail about my life and the failings of my boss and husband while I try to find some reason to stay alive. No, I refuse. The art school gods, the people who are successful artists themselves, presumably, though there is that saying, if you can't do, teach, I won't think about that. Accepted at the 2 best art schools in Canada. I'm on my way to becoming a god myself. No, I have the offers. Neither paper is forged, but it doesn't feel like the person I live with every day should get into art school, let alone its 2nd year, at the 2 best schools in Canada. It's like when I got my motorcycle jacket. But I could take the jacket off. Well, I can't. People say don't burn your bridges. I'm not doing that. I'm outrunning a cancerous black hole. Pride. I'm never supposed to feel it. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. Yet it's woven into this new jacket that doesn't fit, that will never fit. The knowledge that I'm worthless, good for nothing but fucking and childcare, good for nothing but love. Whatever that curse is. I have no choice but to accept these new clothes and walk stiffly.